Whenever I get the chance, I like to go to Turner Hall with my friend, Dr. Kurt Bell. Back in Germany, the Turners were sort of a club, and a lot of them came to the United States in the 1800s. The early builders of New Ulm were Turners, and they had plans for a Turner community. Even before they picked a site for the town, they laid out their design, a grid system with Central Park in the middle, like New York City. It's worked out pretty well, even though they turned part of our park into railroad yards and a power station. Turnverein means gymnastic club in German, and we still teach gymnastics at Turner Hall. Our teams are some of the best in the state. For years, Turner Hall had the only gym in town, and it did a lot of good for the young people of New Ulm. Even back in the old country, the Turners believed in physical fitness, but they've always had a strong philosophy, too. The town used to divide up into three groups, the Protestants, the Catholics, and the others. That meant the Turners. They were free and independent thinkers, and some of them were social revolutionaries even before they left Germany. Turner Hall has always been a meeting place. It's a place where people have always come to drink beer and talk about the things that go on in the community. And that's why I come here with Doc Bell, because we've both been Turners for a long time.
I've been a member of the Turnverein since 1913, when we went to the Denver Turnfest. But my father always says, you were a Turner before you were born. My mother was a strong Turner. You know, Dad was Catholic. He gradually came into it. But he says, you were a Turner before you were born. When Mother was pregnant with me, she insisted on going to gym, and Dad didn't like that. So I was a Turner before I was born.
But I remember very, very well at a sermon one time when our minister would say, if you go to Turner Hall, even to the theater, and the Jüngste Tag, that day of reckoning would come, and you would be in Turner Hall, how would you tell that? How would you explain that to the Lord? And I'll tell you that it was really something, because boy, you weren't going to get caught there at a time like that.
I'm not against those things. It seems odd to me, but
this, of course, was the doings of somebody who, of course, was highly motivated and felt that this was. But this was a sad part of it that really cut the community and held the community back horribly. There's Sunday school that they had. It was extremely interesting. I would presume that today it'd probably be of the humanist tradition.
Yes,
but they had
right.
Sunday school and did some
We
excellent
had
work
Ben
there.
Stockman, a Scotchman of some nobility. He taught Sunday school. He taught us agnosticism and Shakespeare. We didn't give a damn for either.
that is interesting, isn't it?
In the olden days, the teachers couldn't talk English or just a little bit. So how could they teach the kids English? But they tried. And Mother always tells about a story. One teacher, she used to give the name, but I've forgotten that. He said to the kid, tell you me that. The kid said, I know it not. He says, what, you know it not? You stay me an hour after in room D.
The first Turner Hall was made of logs they floated down the river to a steam sawmill near the boat landing. Later, they had a fine brick building. The part with a bar and the meeting room is still here. They had a beautiful theater until one night in 1952.
Hubert Humphrey was here for a Democratic meeting, and he came here and gave a speech. And that night, the old Turner Hall was a fire trap. It's a wonder. They had some small fires, but nothing big. But that night he spoke, and the place went up in flames, just that part, the theater and gym part. I still remember standing 6 feet away from where the fire roared up in the little hall upstairs here. And, of course, then they all said it was Hubert's hot air that set the fire going.